With the new TSA rules, you have three choices when going through security. 1, you can receive a full body pat down. 2, step in an x-ray scanner. Or 3, you can drive. If you refuse to go through the x-ray scanning, you must then be fully patted down from head to toe by TSA personnel. If you refuse both, then you have the choice of being escorted out and not flying. These three options don't give you much of a choice. It's either their way or the highway, literally. The TSA is pretty much saying they don't trust you or anyone else for that matter. These scanners make it so they can not only see what you are hiding, but see what is under your clothes, such as your private areas. What if you don't want someone looking at you? Or what about your children? Would you like someone seeing your children's private parts? Or patting your child down? I know I wouldn't. But the TSA is basically saying, tough luck, you don't have a choice. The body scanners are supposed to be there to protect people who are flying. The images that are scanned cannot be seen by anyone but TSA personnel who is in a walled-off area, not visible to the public, and they never interact with the passenger. The TSA personnel assisting the passenger doesn't see the scanned image, but does that make it okay? The photos are never seen by anyone, and if they are, you wouldn't be able to tell who is in the picture. The only thing that is visible in the picture is whether or not the person is a man or a woman. So why are the images necessary if they cannot be scanned, saved, exported, or printed? If you choose not to go through the body scanner, you are subjected to a full body pat-down. The pat-down is conducted by the same gender TSA officer. The officer has gone through training of how to conduct a pat-down, and they will do it professionally and respectfully. But they are required to touch you in places strangers shouldn't be allowed to touch. Passengers have the right to request a private screening with a witness of their choice. While most Americans support the new security efforts, there are still those who think they have a right to their own personal space. In a recent public opinion survey done by USA Today, which you can find at usatoday.com, 4 out of 5 people approve of the machines, and 7 out of 10 frequent flyers support the new machines and pat-downs. But you still have those 3 out of 10 frequent flyers who are uncomfortable with the screenings and the pat-downs. The body scanners can see metallic objects and non-metallic objects. They also can see gels, liquids, and powders. Things that would not normally be picked up by a metal detector or a pat-down. Did you know that it can also show any implants someone may have or any feminine products a woman might be wearing? So yes, ladies, they can tell if you're on your period. And what if you have health problems that make it so you can't go through the scanner? When you choose not to go through the scanner for personal or health reasons, is the TSA personnel listening to you when you try to tell them about a medical problem that they need to watch out for before patting you down? What are you supposed to do if you have a health problem that requires you to wear a urostomy bag or an insulin pump? You don't have the choice of going through the machine, so then you're required to get the pat down. But do the TSA personnel that are patting you down watch out for what they're patting at? For one man, they didn't listen when he tried to warn them of his medical issue. A bladder cancer survivor, Thomas Sawyer, now wears a urostomy bag, which collects his urine through a small opening in his stomach. He had to be patted down, and he tried to warn them not to touch the tube or it would break. They didn't listen, and the bag was fondled by a TSA agent. Urine spilled all over Sawyer's clothes. Would you want to be Sawyer? How would you feel if you had to stand in the middle of the airport with urine all over you? The TSA personnel didn't even listen to Sawyer. This accident could have been avoided if they would have just stopped to listen to him. But now he's covered in urine and is probably embarrassed by the fact that it looks like he just wet himself. For other people, such as my little sister, who has to wear an insulin pump at all times because she is diabetic, she has to be patted down also. But if the TSA were not to listen to her and touch one of the tubes and disconnect it or break it by catching their finger on it, she would have to change the whole insulin site. I'm sure the TSA is not going to pay to replace the broken medical equipment, and I'm sure, just like my sister, Sawyer's medical equipment costs a lot. And who is going to pay for that? He is, or my sister is. The new procedures are being put in place and are meant to protect citizens who are flying. But if a TSA personnel will not listen to you when trying to warn them of a health problem, they could be putting your life at risk. With the scanners, the TSA has high chances of catching the threats and catching people who may not look or act suspicious, but are planning on something. The TSA has taken an American right and turned it into a wrong. Privacy is no longer private with the TSA checking up on you. In a survey done by LA Times, which you can find at latimesblogs.latimes.com, only 36% of those surveys said that they don't want to be scanned because the scanners are a gross invasion of privacy. According to the survey, those 36 Americans are against the new scanners. This is surprising. You would think that more people would be against the privacy being taken away from us. Even though the scanners are safer and they are helping find things that a metal detector cannot find, they can't see anything except for the figures. They are an invasion of privacy and should not be used. In conclusion, the TSA has given you three choices: be scanned, be patted down, or drive. They have taken an American right and turned it into a wrong. And the scanners may be able to detect things that metal detectors can't, such as non-metallics, liquids, gels, and plastics, but who really wants to be scanned or patted down by TSA personnel? The TSA personnel may not even listen to you if you have medical problems. And if you refuse both of the new TSA regulations, you can hit the highway.